Have you ever thought to yourself, I don't know why I can't resist the chips, the cookies, or the ice cream? That feeling of powerlessness when you open a bag of snacks that don't accommodate your goals can be frustratingly common. And today, I'm starting with a secret that it's not entirely your fault. Processed foods are commonly and explicitly designed to be hyperpalatable and irresistible. In our modern lives, it seems that there's no context that's not right for crunching on affordable yet delicious food, whether that's in a car, at your desk, or standing over a kitchen sink. And once that package is opened, most of us end up eating much more than we meant to. The good news is, while that system is designed to keep you hooked, it's possible to beat the system and take back control. Let's dive into 2 strategies that gain the edge, followed by 7 actionable strategies you can implement today. The first one is decoding the Bliss Point, or what I'd call the crave code. How often do we keep the indulgence to one handful or just a taste? Once that package is opened, most of us end up eating more than we're meant to. Much more, especially when there's a larger portion presented right there in front of us. It matters because the food industry has expertly created products that bypass our internal stop eating signals, and they've mastered what's called the Bliss Point, that precisely engineered combination of salt, sugar, and fat that makes food perfectly delicious without any one flavor dominating. This sensory experience is one our brains are hardwired to crave, even when our bodies don't need the fuel. In fact, food is engineered now to mitigate hedonism, meaning there are multiple phases and flavor profiles to taking in a single snack item. The intentional complexity allows us to feel the urge to eat more and more. The unfortunate thing is, food is culturally and socially acceptable, and it's not seen as an imminent threat. Thus, we allow ourselves to consume something and perhaps brag about it as if it's not an unhealthy behavior. Don't get me wrong here. I'll still enjoy foods that I want, and I'll have just about anything in moderation. There's a healthy balance between poor eating habits and orthorexia, which is an obsession to only eating healthy foods. I bring this up because I recently came across a meta-analysis study where it showed up to 55% of individuals, specifically fitness influencers, gym goers, personal trainers, and individuals who do exercise regularly, tend to suffer from a poor relationship with food, such as orthorexia nervosa. Beyond that, let's get back to what you can do to better shape your mind on nutrition and healthy habits. Here's how to start hacking that code. Number 1, recognizing that the enemy is not your lack of willpower, but the intentional design of the food itself, shifting the blame from your character to the chemistry. Blaming and shaming yourself may serve you no good. At the same time, it may not be our fault. It is our responsibility to take ownership of our habits now that we are in the know. Number 2, understanding that the immediate rush you feel is a dopamine hit, a chemical reaction, not genuine satisfaction. This rush leads to inevitable crash and the desire for more. This is why we should focus on rejecting hedonism and short-term satisfaction over long-term wins. And number 3, frame the entire thing as a challenge to beat a sophisticated system designed to keep you hooked, not a personal moral failing that you must overcome through sheer grit. Next time you crave something intensely, pause for a moment and label it in your mind. This is the Bliss Point working on my brain, not genuine hunger. Naming the mechanism takes away its power. And here's part 2, stopping that vicious circle of guilt. It's creating a vicious circle of cravings, guilt, and feeling out of control, not to mention the impact on our health. It matters because the immediate pleasure of junk food is quickly followed by the feeling of guilt, shame, or failure. Ironically, these negative emotions are often the very thing that drives us straight back to comfort eating. To break this destructive emotional feedback loop, you must interrupt it. Just like any other feedback loop that is unserving, put a block, interrupt that loop so we stop feeling out of control by taking intentional control of our environment and our emotional responses. Some strategies for a self-feedback loop is controlling your terrain. You must take complete and direct ownership of your environment. The food is out of sight, and when that food is out of sight, it's likely out of mind. If it's not in the house, if you don't buy it, you can't eat it. Number 2, the 3-second rule. And I'm not talking about dropping your food on the ground and then eating it within 3 seconds. I mean, when the craving hits, identify that hunger trigger. Am I truly hungry? Am I bored, stressed, or reacting to a habit? Try drinking some water, going for a walk, and if you still want to eat that snack, enjoy a portioned amount. Number 3, data, not failure. See moments where you slip up, not as reasons for giving up, but valuable data points for adjusting your strategy next time. There is no failure, only feedback. You can't eat what's not there. Making your kitchen an unfriendly environment for your future self, who will inevitably crave that quick fix at 9 p.m., is a strategy to implement. I recall my past self having a PB&J somewhere between midnight and 2 in the morning, pretty consistent. It wasn't necessary, but it was a habit that I had set myself into. And it took until I was being intentional to reflect on the fact that it was a habit and I wasn't truly hungry before I can correct it. And here's part 3, the 7 strategies that make a difference. These will be your execution steps. Number 1, notice your chewing. Processed foods often require less chewing, which means you're eating far more faster. So take some time to slow down. Notice the texture, the taste, and the physical act of chewing to engage your brain and body in the process. Number 2, audit your pantry and your promises. Check the pantry to see if there's any marketing by athletes or celebrities that might be influencing you to consume a certain type of food. Are there treat foods that are easily in sight? And if so, can we move those out of sight so that they're not a trigger whenever we open the pantry to just grab a quick snack? Especially on times where we're prepping food or making food, we may start to become hungry, but we weren't going to eat that snack in the first place. Also, check your self-promises. Are you telling yourself that you can handle having cookies in the house when you know you can't? Be honest with both your food and your internal narrative. Number 3, identify triggers and patterns. Look for habits and patterns of what triggers you. Is it location, you're feeling like stress or boredom? Is it the time of day, like a 3 p.m. crash? Or is it a thought pattern of rewarding yourself or some sort of emotional trigger? You cannot change what you do not track. So tracking and identifying these things is a foundational step to facilitating the change that you want, perhaps the change that you need. Number 4, find the feel-good habits that support your health. Your cravings are often seeking a chemical release, replacing food-based hit with a sustainable, healthy habit. Something like exercise, going to the gym, going for a walk, reading or listening to music, maybe finding creative hobbies, something that you enjoy like artwork, could be an alternative way to help yourself feel good, feel positive about yourself, opposed to resorting directly to food every time. And how about spending time with others, right? So getting out of your house, getting out of your own head and socialize, interact, network. These things allow us to pivot our mindset as well as pivoting our actions. Number 5, prioritize quality over quantity. Choose whole foods that provide genuine nutrition, as this stops that dopamine chase that gives your body the fuel it actually needs, without the expense and compromise of unwanted weight like fat. One principle that I adhere to that works well for me is if I'm going to eat a snack that's unhealthy or I'd consider unhealthy, I'd want it to be unique and of high quality. If it's something from a local bakery or something that I want to try, I'll sample a portioned amount, but it's typically not a snack that you can get at any store anywhere. I want to make sure that it's made with love. And that's something that I continue to affirm to myself quite often. Number 6, slow down till you're about 80% full. Just like slowing down when you chew, giving yourself time to enjoy your meal, eating until you're about 80% full or satisfied not stuffed or not having what my wife would call the meat sweats on Thanksgiving. This practice respects your body's signals and prevents the post-meal guilt or sluggishness. I try to keep pace with my 2-year-old, who inevitably eats slower than myself, the youngest child with 2 older brothers, fighting for food. It's one strategy that works quite well, while also giving me leftovers for the next day, so I know I have lunch the next day. Number 7, be kind to yourself. This is the most important strategy. Get honest with yourself and how you're feeling and how you're behaving around food. Work with yourself opposed to working against yourself. Explore habits with an open mind, seeking feedback that is useful information, not harsh criticism. This is about building a better relationship with yourself. That does not happen overnight as much as daily, consistent intention over time. The takeaway today is that you are not flawed. You are simply navigating a highly engineered environment, but now you have the tools, the crave code, and the vicious circle tactics, along with those 7 practical strategies that I shared, to gain the edge to start winning and start writing your own story of ownership. If you're unsure how to get started, if you're unsure how to get clear and answer what you need in order to get from where you are to where you want to be, I want to encourage you to take a moment to go to my website, englandcoaching.com. Download the Intentions Game Plan. And before you go, remember to put intentional effort into your daily execution.